Welcome back to another edition of Up in the Prop Loft with Chris. Today we have a very interesting piece of silverware.
This is called a Tastevin, and I'm standing here in front of our bottle collection as a hint to let you know what it's used for. This is a silver plated, and it's got all of these little dimples and divots in it. And this was used by the sommeliers in the wine cellars when the wine cellars only had candlelight in there, so it was very dim, and they needed something to reflect as much of the candlelight as they could when they went in there to check their wines. And what they would do is they would pour just a little bit of wine in the center and swirl it around like that, and they used these to check the clarity and the color of the wine, and when they moved it around it would aerate it a little bit. And I found that the pattern in here, this particular cup would have been used for testing red wine. Other of these would have a different little pattern in it that they would use for testing white wine. And this particular one was made in Italy. It says so right here on the back. Now, when I found this about 2 months ago up here, this Prop Loft is like a magic shop. Things just magically appear up here that I have no idea where they come from. And I found this over here by our vintage hair dryers about 2 months ago. And does this belong with our vintage hair dryers? No. So I picked it up and I'm thinking, what in the world is this thing? I had no clue. And so I took it downstairs and I asked some folks what they thought it was. And some of the answers were, oh, it's an ashtray, because then you could carry it around with you and put your cigarette right here. Well, it is not an ashtray. It's for judging the color and the clarity of wine back in the days when the wine cellars were very dimly lit. They didn't have the electric lights in there at that point. And this has become kind of a badge of honor for the sommeliers. What they will do is put a silver chain through the hole here, and then they would wear it around their neck. And it's an incredible little piece. It was all tarnished when I first found it. And so I took it home and polished it up. But a Tastevin, it was a new word for me and a new little item. So that's basically all I have for you today. But I hope you come back and join me next time up here in the Prop Loft.
Thanks, Chris. We'll see you next month with another fascinating prop.